Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Casca and I like to make things. In today's video we're going back to the 1880s and making a lobster tail bustle. And the best part, the whole thing is going to be under £10. Like many people, I don't have a ton of money to put into my hobby, so I love finding great bargains and things for free where I can. That is where charity shops come in. You can find so much great stuff in charity shops, including duvet covers, curtains, sheets, even clothes that are like way too big for you, you can use the fabric of. I found this duvet cover set. It is a double, so there's plenty of fabric in it, and it was only £4.99. This amount of fabric, buying it at a fabric shop, you would be spending like 20 quid. So this is a bargain, and this is going to work well for the body of the bustle. I also found this. At first I thought it was one of those pop-up laundry baskets, but on further inspection it's way too big for that, so I think it might be for putting kids' toys in or something. Either way, I can use the metal strip things in here to do the structural part of the bustle. And the best thing about this one, it was 50p. For the pattern, I found a lobster tail bustle pattern on the American Duchess blog and it was free. I was thinking a bustle is going to be really complicated to make, but the instructions were really clear and really straightforward, so I think we're going to be good. This is a great opportunity for me to use up old thread like this. I've got loads of these in loads of different colours that were bought for specific projects where I needed a very specific colour, and it's just never going to get used. And a bustle is technically underwear, so it doesn't really matter if I've got one seam that's green, one seam that's red and another one that's yellow. Right, let's get started. I started off by drafting my pattern, which I then laid out on my fashion fabric, aka the duvet cover. I then cut the pieces out. To stop my edges from fraying, I used my shiny new overlocker which I got for my birthday. Seriously, I'm going to be using this on everything. Next I sewed my darts. I then cut a bunch of strips for the bone-in casings, waistband and some ties to give the bustle shape. These are all stitched along the side to form a tube, pressed, turned inside out and then pressed again. The bone-in casings were attached to the inside of the bustle. I decided to use a zipper foot because I thought it would be easier to stitch right on the edge of the bone-in casings. Next, I made a ruffle to go along the bottom. I hemmed the bottom of it and did 2 rows of gathering stitches to gather the whole thing up later. For the boning, I cut the metal rings out of what I later realised is actually a kid's ball pool. I then cut them to the right lengths, clipped the corners to round them off and inserted them into the casings. I attached the strips as well as the other side panel. I'm not 100% sure where the footage of me attaching the first one went, but it was inserted before I did the boning. That one was a lot easier because I didn't have to try and wrangle a fully boned bustle through a sewing machine. Then after attaching a simple waistband, it was done. You know what? I'm so pleased with how this turned out. I've never made a bustle before, so this was a new experience. The instructions that I got from the American Duchess blog were reasonably straightforward, and I was able to follow them quite well. I've left a link to that in the description, so if you want to follow that, you can. I was a little bit worried about the boning, just because obviously it's not proper like steel boning or anything like that, so I was worried that it was going to just bend and buckle. But it seems to be holding pretty well. It's quite stable and it's giving me the correct shape. The duvet cover material, that has worked really well. It's really soft. I think because it's been washed so many times, it's just really nice to touch. I got a lot of use out of it, being able to make all the straps and everything as well. Plus, it's sturdy enough that it's not warping or anything like that under the tension. So all in all, I'm really pleased with that. Using multicoloured thread, on the one hand, you can see every single mistake that I've made. But on the other hand, it gives it character. It's quite fun. And I was able to use up, I think it was 5 spools of thread that otherwise would have ended up going in the bin or being left in the bottom of a box somewhere and never used. The only little issue that I've had though, and I don't think this is anything to do with the construction, I think this is more of a me thing, is that it does stick out. I've tried adjusting the tension with the straps on the back and it's helped a little bit, but it does still stick out. A bit more than I've seen on other people wearing a bustle. My theory is I am rather blessed in the behind area, so that might be contributing to it being pushed out. I'm hoping that with the weight of the petticoat, that should fix that problem. Overall, I am so happy with how this turned out and I cannot wait to get started on the outer clothes for this project. Speaking of which, I think it's probably going to be the new year now when I continue with this project, just because I looked at my calendar and I've only got one upload before Christmas Day, and I'm thinking that's probably going to be my best bet for uploading my Christmas video. I've also got plans for another one and then I can go full throttle with the 1880s project. If you enjoyed this video, then doing all the YouTubey things will be very much appreciated, and why not check out this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!